right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Speak Black Man podcast. I am your host, Jason B. Allen, better known as Professor JBA, and I am excited about season 6, episode number 8. And we have a special guest this evening, no stranger to the platform. DJ Raymont is joining us tonight as we are talking about STEM. We're talking about the sounds, right, of music. What is your playlist, right? And we're also talking about what's happening in the world today. So with that being said, I want to go right into Jay's Corner, current events. Listen, we're talking about STEM tonight, and this Friday is National AI Literacy Day. So on 1 o'clock, we're having an amazing conversation. Go to nationalparentsunion.org to get more information, because I have some partners that are joining us from across the nation, from Georgia to New York, DMV area. We're talking about all things AI. So make sure that you go and get connected to that conversation. I also have to say I will be remiss, because the background work of educational entities that has been going on for the last 5 years has been done by my now former students, and Javon's birthday is today. He is the leader of the PAC, the leader of the Students for Equity group, but Javon is celebrating his 17th birthday, so major shout out to Javon on today. All right, I have a couple of other announcements. If this is your first time tuned in to the Speak Black Man podcast, we are centered on building, connecting, and growing. So if that's what you're about, make sure you tag in some other people to this conversation and subscribe to the Speak Black Man podcast at educationalentities.com. I'm representing Profound Gentlemen. I had to look at this thing because it's showing up on this side, and then you know how that goes, right? Looking into the camera. But PG just celebrated 10 years, male educators of color. Major shout out to my good friends, Mario, Javon Shaw, Jason Terrell, who were co-founders and started this. This seems to be the year of greatness, because Lily's Foundation is also celebrating 10 years. So I have to say, for upcoming events, our Grants Giving Day, I'm looking for 100 plus people to donate $100 on our annual Grants Giving Day, September 30th. And if you can hear my voice, if you're interested about the work we're doing, join us for our gala on October the 4th at 6 p.m. All right. Now, that's all that is happening, upcoming events that I want to share on this evening. Again, major shout out to Profound Gentlemen on tonight. Our highlight for tonight. And I need to make sure that I'm doing the right highlight. Let's see what the information has for us. Every Monday, we do a different highlight for the evening, and I want to say that tonight's highlight is going to Cool Wrld Collective. We were trying to show the hoodie, but Leslie and her team, Cool Wrld Collective, they are our highlight this evening. So make sure you go and look up True Talent, Cool Wrld Collective, what's going on, and how we are going to be navigating that space. Now, it's time for us to get into our conversation with our guests on this evening. Again, we're talking about all things that are STEM related. It's springtime, it's Sound of Music. So we, again, are thankful for springtime. It is spring. Let me tell you, big sidebar. I'm excited about my garden that's coming back. That is how I'm maintaining my peace and self-care in this season. So, okay, springtime. Welcome to spring. Listen, Cool Wrld Collective. Major shout out again to Leslie Davis, True Talent, Cool Wrld Collective. You see the name, you see the brand. It's actually really dope. Look at this. Look at the lining. Look at the top is giving us multicolor. This is nice. Cool Wrld Collective is our highlight for tonight's show. That's Leslie Davis, True Talent. All right, now listen, we're talking about talent. We're talking about STEM. Our special guest is here for the evening. Dr. Burke, DJ Raymont. He's no stranger to the platform, but in good fashion, please tell us who you are, where you're from, and some of the amazing work that you are doing.
Yo, brother Jason Burke Allen. Thank you for having me on this platform today. Good evening, guests. Good evening, constituents. Good evening, followers. I am Dr. Raymont Burke, DJ Raymont. And yeah, I'm here.
He's probably going to be so upset if you didn't realize that he is also a Burke, but he's an Allen as well. So yeah, this is, I don't even want to say better half because I am like Professor JBA. So all of me is great, but I do have someone that is connected to me that just happens to be my husband, and he's my guest this evening. And I'm excited about this conversation. So DJ Raymond, let's start with, here's our top 5 things for the conversation tonight. I mentioned that National AI Literacy Day. I want to start off the conversation with your work. Now, he did not, talk a lot about his work as the robotics champion and all of that, but I want to give you some time and space to talk a little bit about your work in STEM. Tell the people, what is STEM, why is it important, and highlight your work in the space.
Well, appreciate that again. And so just a little brief history about myself. This is actually year 31 for me in the field of education, instructionally on the school side. It's been about 20 plus. So as I embarked upon that instructional side, the first instructional position that I held was generally focused on career technical agriculture education, and I was honored to be a Carl Perkins liaison for Broward County Schools, which was an eye-opener for me and the gateway to who I actually became now later on. And I'm still reaping the benefits of that decision to pursue that area. And so affectionately, STEM has morphed into STEAM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And the nuance in that acronym has been placed with an A, which stands for arts, which I am a former member of the Florida A&M University Marching 100. I play trombone, flute, piccolo, drums. And so as a musician and as someone who in junior high school embarked upon being in the arts, I was so excited to see the arts added to STEM because STEM, the engineering part, sound engineering, and just the arts in general, there is a large technology footprint. I could just name a few. If you went to the Janet Jackson concert, we actually sat right next to the lighting booth and the DJ booth. So I was excited to see that firsthand. And so that is an area of STEAM, aside of the instrumentation and just making sure that the equipment is up to par and in place to experience those live, so that bumping bass, that those high fidelity sounds. And so those are areas that historically were underrepresented or weren't as vocally identified or funded. And so I'm glad to see that, the arts has taken a different entrance, as we all have seen throughout the years. Arts and the funding of arts has been on the decline. And so to see it back on the precipice of the conversation, so I'm excited about that. So that is, Brother Burke Allen, what STEAM is and what it stands for.
Thank you. You calling me Brother Burke Allen is taking me out of here. It's hilarious to me. Okay, I have another question. Speaking about Profound Gentlemen, we had so many different educators, teachers in the space. One of the things that major shout out to Tanya Winter, she's our NPU Georgia State Director. Our collaborative work with Profound Gentlemen in NPU Georgia is strengthening the teacher pipeline with getting fathers, mentors, coaches into classrooms, into schools. One of the areas of interest is technology. And so I wanted you to highlight gaming and sound engineering. That's like a 2 and a 3, but it kind of connects to areas that interest young people currently, but also interest uh, men to come into the field of education. So I wanted you to maybe talk up a little bit about the cool areas of your work.
Yo, you would know better than anyone how many hours I spend up in my studio that I created playing Call of Duty and other games on that PS5. And so when I look at having the opportunity, was a former CTA director, and I thought, going into that area that, oh yeah, I can drive policy and this, that, and the other, and just seeing the effect that I would have directly on students. And I got a call saying, hey, we have this position back at where I used to win all the trophies in that county and such. We have a position open. We need some help out here. And without a doubt, I say, hey, I'll take the position. And just a few months that I've been out there has really resharpened my saw and my purpose of why it's important for me to go back into the classroom to pass this information on and to make sure that someone of my stature can be there in the trenches with the students to have a real live example of what it looks like to be someone in the industry as a DJ, as a gaming individual. And so in that class, given the opportunity to create my own curriculum, using my PhD, I landed on esports, which I've already was really throughout the years of me in the various spaces that I dealt with robotics and engineering, because I'm an engineering instructor and engineering teacher. And so I really leaned more into the esports because, and I tell everybody this, that was one of my passions. Anything that you see me get involved with, those are things that I have fun doing. And I always tell people like, hey, follow your passions and find a way to monetize them. As I'm bowing out and looking at retirement, I'm already booking for 2027, baby. Yeah, DJ Raymont on the mic. And so as I'm leaning into those passions, having a individual in those spaces to use an example, I always tap into those soft skills and focusing in on entrepreneurial ventures with my kids. And so in class, and by way of focusing in on providing resources and connecting the dot and networking with agencies and organizations like Community with Julian to bring to the forefront the not only the potential earning potential, but the lack thereof of representation in the esport. Everybody thinking, even my co-teacher next work, you guys are in there playing video games. And I'm like, okay, I'll let you have that. But at the end of the day, the gaming industry is a $1 billion industry, aside of just the gaming system. And so there are so many facets attached to that ecosystem, if you would, that makes up gaming. And so going back into the trench and highlighting that, I'm just so excited to see what's coming up next year. And so in our courses, we do look across the spectrum in the curriculum of entrepreneurship, the actual career readiness for them, and we're actually training them up. And I do a step further outside of my day-to-day job. I'm the CEO of iSteam Educational Solutions, and one of the things that we're focusing in on, and we have a plethora of things from robotics to drones, but one of the things that I'm pushing for is my sound engineering piece. And I've already used one of your former students as I don't want to say a guinea pig, but a pilot, where
Pilot is definitely better.
Rough around the edges. But Javon, happy birthday, Javon. I hope you enjoyed your birthday present we sent you. And so in that space, I am teaching Javon not only the actual hands-on with the DJing and setup. He helps me set up. It's actually a paid gig through my company. But making sure that I'm creating legacy and a network of DJs that I'm bringing up from the bottom. And I've been fortunate as a DJ to have various mentors that are hands-on and helping me get to where I'm at. So I'm just paying it forward. And so
I love that. I want to ask you about DJing, which again is a part of the tech CTE pathways, all of that, right? So it's springtime. It's about to be proms, public service announcement. If you are a charter school leader or public school leader, and you like, I have an 8th grade dance coming up. I have a prom coming up. I have a senior dance coming up. I have whatever it may be. DJ Raymont is available.
So
make sure you go.
iSteam Rocks. We have a questionnaire out there. And one of the things that as a DJ, I having an MBA and just being a professional all these years, and passing those teachers and those trades of the secrets of the art of the trade to the students, and it's making sure that as you're embarking upon the DJ world, that you present yourself professionally and make sure that you are using you got AI out there. You have a plethora of resources to make you a better DJ. And so it's through those facets and through those resources that I've uncovered how to be the best DJ I can be. Just questionnaire, when you curate an event, who is your audience? What songs you going to play? Is what's the time frame? And what else do you need? And just as my company, we network out, do you need anyone to tend the bar? Do you need any servers? Do you need a 360 machine? I have entertainment. If you need someone else to do the printing, I have Daryl Allen in the space. And so as a network, and I'm paying it forward because I'm a lightning rod in that space. And one thing that I did learn, if you from my dad, Reverend Dr. Jimmy Ray Burke, if you want to be successful, help others be successful. And so I might not be that best bartender, but I do know some that that may be in a space to assist your event. And it's through that questionnaire that I've crafted that we curate an event in a space. Aside of me just, it's past just standing up there playing songs. And so to speak to DJing,
that's good.
To speak to DJing, I just DJed in a club last night. And one of the things that I focus in on that is like, who's my audience? What is it that you want to hear? And my sister-in-law came last night. I was just so thankful for her. And so I saw her doing her little move. She was doing her little move, right? And then I saw her sit down. I was like, okay, so that was my sign. And so the feedback, one of the things as a doctoral graduate, I operate in a space of theoretical frameworks. Self-efficacy. A lot of people have low self-efficacy. They don't think they can do anything. They're already in their way. And so if you move that out of the way and build a capacity to believe that you can do things, I have a slogan on my wall in my room I had it painted years ago, and I held on to it and put it back up. It's called "Perfect Practice Produces a Perfect Performance." And it is that perfect practice that yielded me the opportunity to anytime that I put those wheels and steels together, that I do have a perfect performance through trial and error. And so it takes practice. And you, out of anybody, have been one of my pilots. And when I see you down there, you sit with me sometimes like, yeah, they're going to love that. They're going to love that. And so in that space of DJing, I really like, even as a musician playing, Brahms and, classical, instrumentation, the Fledermaus and 1812 Overture, having the cultural, like they are outside, the sun is out, people had their shorts on yesterday. They had the skip day time. Look, they had skip day. People skip work as adults. Y'all kids talk about skipping. The adults skipped on y'all Friday.
Do not skip work.
Look at Instagram. They were over here by the Trap City in the back area. They were having a ball, and that DJ made a lot of money. And so I'm just excited to be a DJ. And as I get ready to retire and have that residual, work on some other facets of income that will be coming my way. So if you're looking to possibly learn how to DJ, or we have by way of my company, you can go to isteamrocks.com. And so there will be opportunities during my summer camp and the camp that I provide through Lily's Foundation, where I'll teach students the basics of DJing. It's more of a awareness. And so, as a DJ, you are the party. And so, people have always told me, you need to be on TV and you are the party and this, that, and the other. So I found a way to tap into that. And so every time
that's good
that I that I do a DJ, it's booked and busy. That's my slogan, my claim to fame. I look at what I'm selling. I'm not only selling playing music, I'm selling helping someone create a memory that will be forever.
We are creating lasting memories. And music is a cute area in celebrations and creating memories. So we're at the end of the episode, but I do want to couple of things. What is the music right now? What are your top 5 songs that are on all of your overall playlists? Like, what are your top 5 songs? I would say right now, Lil Kim's No Matter What People Say is a banger. I mean, people connect to that over generations. I just had to put that one out there. But what are what are a couple of other songs that everyone loves on their playlist? The top
right now is Real Boss there, Richie. Happy. I threw some Lil Baby in there. I like that Future. My Savages from Future. Who else I play a lot of? Sexy Red. I love Glorilla. Megan, Meg. I do a lot of Boss Man D-Lo. What's that Tweaker? I love that song. And so that's just a few. And so in DJing, what I like is that, and what makes me a great DJ is that, I embed those nuances, but then I throw the throwback in there. Like you just said, no matter what people say, so I'm quick to throw that in there. And the audience loves those things. And so, yeah, those are the top that I have right now.
On October 4th, it's a Saturday. It's the annual Halloween Gala celebrating 10 years. DJ Raymont will be leading us on that evening in a phenomenal series of entertainment segments, and we are super excited. Go to the website right now and get your tickets. They're $50. We know we're in a recession, but we also have to do the good work for grandparents and caretakers raising school-age children. So this has been episode number 8 featuring DJ Raymont. Our highlight for the evening, every week we do a highlight. Cool Wrld Collective, our good friend and fellow board member on Lily's Foundation, True Talent, Leslie Davis, does that. DJ Raymont, tell us where people can get connected to you.
You can connect to me if you go to isteamrocks.com. There's a questionnaire down at the bottom where you can email me, and I'll have a conversation, forward you a questionnaire where we will look at booking and go from there. Once that has happened, we'll have a consultation, and so I can get a better idea of what direction I need to go through with your event. From there, I do everything through a contract. So once that contract is signed, we'll go from there and, make your day go the way.
Listen, that was business one-on-one. Make sure you have your website or your landing page. Make sure that you have that contract signed. Please join me in thanking DJ Raymont for being our special guest on this evening. He's throwing up his set and his sign. These are not gang signs. I just want to let people know in case they don't know. But again, this is episode 8 for season 6. I'm so thankful for our special guest on this evening. And you can get connected to him again through his handle that he dropped. Also, get your tickets for the annual Halloween Gala on Saturday, October the 4th, 2024. Recap for this episode. We have talked about STEM, springtime, and songs on your playlist. So if there are songs that you want to hear, make sure you drop those in the comments. Recommend some of the things that people are listening to and hearing in your village, in your community, in your space. Again, this is episode number 8, season 6 of the Speak Black Man podcast. We will be back next week closing out. Closing out. People are messaging me and I'm laughing at these messages. We love DJ Raymont. Make sure you book him for your upcoming school events, community events, nonprofit events. Get connected. And I will end us on this. Make sure that you reach somebody else. Go to educationalentities.com to subscribe to the podcast. Next week, we have some of the brothers from Profound Gentlemen joining us. It's Cesar Chavez Day on next Monday, 7:15 p.m. We're talking about all things revolution and Black power and how Black men are always leading that work and always have, because we are a part of the movement as well. So with that being said, thank you guys for being tuned in this evening for the Speak Black Man podcast, episode 8, featuring DJ Raymont. We hope to see you all next week, 7:15 p.m. Peace and love, everybody.